Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on Nintendo's recent announcement of an amiibo. So, on my E3 special, what I want to see at E3 2021, I did say an announcement of a new amiibo. What game it is, doesn't matter. Well, I guess my wish came true with Nintendo announced for the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. There's gonna be a amiibo that's gonna complement the game. So I'm gonna talk about that a bit later, but for now, real quick thoughts on the game itself. If you've been following the controversy, apparently people have some concern how this game's gonna be $60 and it's a remastered version of Wii game. And I did listen to a lot of people. Some of them said, yeah, it's not right. Some of them said, hey, you know what? It is what it is. And I'm going to give credit to Nintendo Prime of what he said. In the end of the day, it's really your opinion. It's on the eye of the beholder, as what Nintendo Prime said. In other words, it is up to you, your opinion about it. I dealt with people with different games. An example I can think of is Mortal Kombat X with their Season Pass, Combat Pack number 1. I said $30 was too expensive. People who are uber Mortal Kombat fans said no, it's not. That's the right price because of the characters, the function, the skin that comes with it, the free skin, etc., etc., etc. Again, it is what it is. I mean, you just have to hire some very technical, mathematics calculatory person to actually pinpoint of why XYZ costs that much. But my thoughts, and in layman's term, it is just up to you. If you think it's worth $60, by all means, go for it. I mean, it's on HD, 1080p, 60 frames, a new improved controller with the Switch Pro controller, rather than swinging like on the Wii. Again, for me personally, is it worth $60? Probably not. Maybe tops, and I'll be nice, $50, but probably $40 tops here. But again, you know Nintendo, you're in that higher pedestal. They think a lot of the games are good. I mean, yes, no, whatever, potato, potato. But the bottom line is, it is just up to you whether you think the game is worth $60 or not. So for me, to some extent, I think it's $40 tops. But again, they'll go on sale. I mean, if you have coupons, use them. If you have certificate, use them. Do whatever. Do a PayPal, layaway, whatever you can do to kind of sort of ease up on that $60 so you don't have to pay them at full price at one go. I'm just saying there, some sort of mentality trick so, you don't have to think about it too hard. Again, it is what it is there. So now, we're moving on to the Amiibo. And in hindsight, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. I'm an Amiibo collector. I collect most of them because I said it before, I am sick in the head trying to collect all of them. I did manage to get the Monster Hunter Rise Amiibo. A little bit tricky, but that will be a different video there along with my Amiibo get Terry, Banjo, and Violet. I know as of right now you can't get them, but if you order them, but I know a lot of people don't like that. Again, I'll talk about that later. That'll be a different video, and of course in the past you can have seen my Amiibo Cat 2015, the story about that one. And I'm probably gonna have to sort of do a conjunction with this one a bit, but let me explain what. So first of all, they announced the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, new Zelda and Loftwing Amiibo. So it's Zelda from Skyward Sword, and it's different, with the Loftwing. So people don't know what that is. That's sort of their bird horse type of thing. It's not an Epona, but you can ride it because apparently the story about Skyward Sword is that out of this Hylian used to be in the city in the sky. And also, spoiler for people who don't know, Skyward Sword is the very first timeline in the Zelda series. How it all started, the Master Sword, how Ganon became Ganon, he was a different person at the time. Again, no spoiler part, but that's the whole point. So with that, if you notice the Amiibo is beautiful. Second, you got 2 mold on its stand. So right there, it's already been a bit concerning because first of all, for this Amiibo, it's already been confirmed via Best Buy because they put up the pre-order it's gonna be $25. So in Japan, they also said it was somewhere like $25. So there you go. Some people said, wow, that's like double than your average $16.99. Yeah, so a little bit story about Amiibo. First of all, those Amiibo, minus the functionality, those molds are not cheap. Figurines are not cheap. If you ever buy anime figurines, if you buy like those anime statue, heck, kind of like Sakurai with the Pira Mithra, he showcased his, Pira and Mithra, and those cost $200 each. Again, because the mold, those are expensive. Those are not cheap. So when it comes to the Amiibo, it's the same thing. What people don't understand is they are anime figurine that has functionality. They're not just, your Totaku, which is, $10, okay for what it is. But if you ever go to a Japanese shop in the US, or you just go on the internet, a lot of those figurines, they range high. You might say, for a casual collector or person, you're going to say that's expensive. But molds are not cheap. I'm just saying that. And they did start with $12.99 in the beginning because Iwata was just trying to be cautious, say, well, maybe people might not like it. However, one of his investor meeting, he mentioned about the Fire Emblem Amiibo, Robin and Lucina. He even said for $12.99, it doesn't justify the price because of the detail they do. Versus Pac-Man, which is just a yellow round ball. Mario, not much a lot of color. Kirby, pink. QB, only in Japan, it's a white box. Again, that's less research you're using than when you do with Fire Emblem. And originally he wanted to be each one like a case by case basis, but he said nah. So later on, the reason why he raised the price because the molds are getting expensive and making them in China. Remember, they're made in China. The people behind them probably said, hey, we need more money. So they raised the price as a standard to $16.99. I may not agree with it, but I can understand because me and my friend collect figurines, action figure, manly doll, whatever you call it, and those are not cheap. Again, I'm gonna prefer to you guys, if you're not into action figure, you want to know the backstory, Toy Galaxy and Pixel Dan. They actually talk about toys. They know more about the back history about it. So if you want to know about the history about toys, why sometimes XYZ costs a lot, follow them. They're probably going to tell you more about it. Pixel Dan just made a book. Articulated figure costs more than just a figurine, but molds are not cheap. That's what it is. Why is it $25? Because you got two molds on its stand. You got Zelda and the Loftwing. One mold is already expensive, and two, I mean, some people say, well, Ice Climber was $16.99. Well, granted, they're both the same. They're twins, but yeah, sure. But, again, two different characters. You put more character there, that costs a lot of money. Those are not cheap. And remember, if you follow Club Nintendo, they had this big figurine with all the Mario gang. I got him. I got it for free because I bought a lot of games. Whatever, free reward. But if you look at behind the scene, that costs probably a lot of money to mold those. Even so, it's just a statue figurine. That's the reason. And what you're looking, you're not only just paying for the figurine itself, the functionality. Remember, this Amiibo has multiple functionality, depends on the game. So with that said, another big controversy with this one is the ability to quick travel at any point. So normally in the game, a bit of spoiler in Skyward Sword, you have to go to an eagle statue to go for your Loftwing. So with the Amiibo, you can just do it at any time. And then if you're in the sky, you can always go back. It makes it easy. A lot of people call it quality of life. So, I can understand that part there. Is it really like sort of dickish for Nintendo to do it? Maybe. Again, just like the price of the game, it's on the eye of the beholder. So the bottom line is, if you're an Amiibo fan, you like to collect them all like myself, for me, $25 is not that a bad deal. But again, it's my personal opinion. I know that's my narrative. People will listen and say, I'm okay with that, and some people who's not. Different story, but you get idea there. But because you got two mold and the functionality, there you go. So $25 for me, it's okay. For someone, a lot of people said no, it's not. Again, beautiful mold. It's not like cheap. So functionality, again, why is whatever that is for Skyward Sword? Who knows? That's what Nintendo is. That's whatever. Maybe gives you reason to get the Amiibo. Again, who knows? So a lot of people say, well, I can't believe Nintendo's starting to be dickish doing this. And I'm gonna have to point out some game in the past that they kind of did this. I did mention this before on my Metroid Samus Return Amiibo because that was also had a bit of a controversy. So here's some example. I mean, you decide whether they're quality of life or not. So first of all, Fire Emblem Fates, whether it's Rebirth, Revelation, or Conquest, and Codename Steam. If you use a Fire Emblem Amiibo, you can summon the character in the game. Again, that's like a DLC character. Are they much better than the character in the game? From what I understand, maybe not. Again, but you get to play like Bard if Fire Emblem Fate. There you go. Same goes with Codename Steam. Fire Emblem character, maybe they have a better attributes. Again, who knows? But the bottom line is, in order to get them, they're DLC character. I mean, only with the Amiibo, but maybe that's sort of a character, so maybe that is not a quality of life. But the bottom line is, it could also be in the game itself by just unlocking them. But again, you know, you're by the 3DS and Wii U, it's Age of DLC. Again, maybe not so much there. Let's move on to Samus Return. Definitely some of them there. Like if you use the Samus Return Amiibo, you unlock something, you probably unlocking the game. But from what I understand, the only way to unlock it is to scan the Amiibo, and adding to insult to injury, you have to still finish the game. And the biggest one is if you have the Metroid Amiibo, you unlock hard mode and fusion suit segments. Again, you gotta beat the game. So I mean, couldn't just do it without the Amiibo again. So it's locked in Amiibo. What's the story behind it? Again, I don't know. Is it a quality of life? Well, you be the judge of that. But sort of the big one here, not so much. And again, they could probably done this as a DLC itself. But again, they were nice. Hey, if you invest in a Amiibo, remember there are multiple DLC because of the functionality. Again, if you have a Twilight Princess Link, you can get a Epona, the fastest horse in the Legend of Zelda series. The only way to get it is to have a Twilight Princess Link, whether it's a Smash Brother or the Zelda version, which I hope Nintendo will restock that. It kind of just ticked me off when I couldn't pre-order it. It was a GameStop exclusive. Screw you, Nintendo. Whatever. I digress. But the bottom line is, you know, the only way to get Epona, that's it. So, I mean, are they quality of life? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I mean, it's a case-by-case basis. But the bottom line I'm trying to say here is that this type of thing Nintendo's always been doing with the Amiibo. Some are good, some are bad. So in the case with, like say, Fire Emblem on Fate and then Codename Steam, maybe a DLC could do it without the Amiibo, or a free DLC, free character, again, or maybe just unlock them. But hey, they're just there. Again, who knows? The case with Samus Return, in all the way to unlock the modes and the art concept and the gallery, and to get extra, well, the extra one is, well, yeah, sure, you gotta have the Amiibo. Again, you can't do it just without it. Epona in Breath of the Wild, again, you need to have a Twilight Princess Link, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's kind of hard. So for me, personally, is that, yeah, maybe it is sort of a problem. Me personally, it's not, because I'm gonna buy the Amiibo. But however, Best Buy did have to pre-order up for $25. It's been confirmed. However, it only lasted 20 minutes, so I don't know the behind the story. I hope it's not limited like circa 2015. I think what happened was is that Best Buy put him up early. Suddenly they were told, hey, stop it. No pre-order yet. No. That's just my guess. A lot of people did manage to get it. we'll have to wait and see. But again, like I said, for me, it's not really that like dickish. But of course, I'm an Amiibo fan, so I'm kind of biased about it. Could have done this also in the game itself, yeah. And I like was posting this on Twitter. Why not just have a extreme super dungeon, and you get an item, and that item ability is whatever the Amiibo function. You can call for your Loftwing at any point. Just saying there, but maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll do it in the update. Who knows? My tip to anyone who's not agreeing with this: voice your concern. Are they gonna listen? Barely, but there have been chances of Nintendo were listening. Super Mario Maker 2 with the online, able to play with friends, they did listen. So who knows? Yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Skyward Sword being $60. It's up to you. In the case with Zelda and Loftwing, yeah, it's kind of sort of dickish of the functionality. You could have just done it in game or DLC to some extent for like $1.99. But Nintendo is being Nintendo, you know how they are. So I can't do anything about that. So I mean, for me, it is what it is. It's not that serious as it should be. But again, I'm also an Amiibo collector. I love collecting them, so I'm more open about it. That's my eye of the beholder. So those are my thoughts, and with that, I'll see you guys later.